Hi there. Hi there. Welcome to the 345 Technology Tech Talks podcast. I am here with my colleague Danny, and today we are going to talk about AI, but not just any old AI. We're going to talk really about what an AI journey looks like from the very beginning. So imagine you're there in your business and you're scratching your head thinking, I've heard about this AI. Loads of people are talking about it. There's loads of stuff going on, but I don't really know. I don't even know where to start. Um, if when someone like that comes to us, Danny, how do we approach it?
Yeah, it's a great question because we do seem to have a lot more conversations about that now, and there's certainly more people asking questions about what it is and how it can benefit them. Um, so what we do is we almost have like a roadmap, and I think a little bit of structure around it because there's a lot with AI. There's very broad. It's a very broad subject. There's a lot of different types of AI that is used, whether it's front or rear and all
Yeah,
those types of things.
and it's
And
it's like going it's like going and saying, I need a vehicle,
yeah, yeah,
isn't it? It's like felt like give us a clue what.
yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
do you
Yeah,
need a truck? Do you need a boat? It's like
absolutely.
this.
And it's our job to ask those questions. And what we usually tend to try and start with is business objectives. So what is the overall business objective? And it's almost sort of taking you from the very beginning because the thing is with AI is it can help benefit business change and really change the way that you're doing things internally, whether that's because you want to use it for a cost saver perspective or you just want it to use it for more ease of work life and things like that. So we start with a nice big open question really, which is what is your strategic objectives for the
What,
business?
what, what are your goals?
Yeah,
Because
what are
I
your
think
goals? And that's
the thing
yeah.
is though that is the way that you should approach any kind of technology project. Should be what are the business goals you're looking to solve. That kind of whether we're building a data platform for someone, whether we're building some kind of software, it's still the same thing. You're still
Mm,
sort of saying what is the business process trying to solve. I think the thing that is kind of exciting about AI is that it's almost like you've suddenly got a whole load of new tools in your toolkit that can solve problems that you couldn't solve before.
mm.
But you've got to start with the problem to solve, haven't you?
That's it. Yeah. So find that problem, and it also opens up an awful lot of interesting, information around the business itself. So we get to really, have a real good understanding as to what the business is all about, and that really helps as we move forward. And they also get to understand a little bit about us, maybe what we've done before. So we sort of try and maybe link things with what we've done before. So actually, we've helped a business that has had something very similar. So we would almost show how that worked last time and say, well, actually, does that give you some ideas? So we try and create a bit of an imagination around what their objectives are, what their goals are, and what we've sort of done previously that goes, well, actually, that fits quite well over here. To what you're trying to do over there. So let's sort of bring those together and see how that fits, and that opens the imagination up. And I think with AI, it has to be that way. You have to be thinking about those, thinking about things are a bit different.
Yeah,
Imagination is it can run wild with AI. We've done it before. I don't know if people have listened to our podcast before, but we get lost in AI because it's easily done and it's exciting and it's a real exciting buzz at the moment around
that
it.
sometimes you can just having a conversation with someone and they say, well, what about this? What about that?
Yeah,
I've got CCTV in my building. What can I do with that? I've yeah,
yeah,
we've got temperature sensors everywhere. What can we do with it? And and there's all sorts you can do with it, but you almost got to. So it's very easy to just go. You could do this. You could do that. You could do that. But really, it's kind of well, what's important to you though? So it always comes back to you've always got on the one hand, here are all the possibilities. On the other hand, it's like, well, what is it you're trying to achieve, and which one of these possibilities actually maps onto what it is you're trying to achieve at the moment. So we
yeah.
always do that. But one of the things, and just to go off a complete tangent, and I know we kind of prepped what we are going to talk about, and I just thought of something right now, and I'm just gonna go off it because
It's not
um,
like us at all, is it?
not
These
like us.
podcasts.
So here's the thing, right? A lot of people are going around and they're saying, AI, what is it? What is AI? Right, and one of the things I would question is, does that matter?
Mm.
You don't go. When was the last time someone asked you what a relational database engine was? Or even what is the cloud?
Yeah.
Or what is, what is a message bus, or what is a server?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I think there's
What matters is that there's tools there that solve the problem that you're trying to solve.
what it can do for you. I think is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you say, what is cloud? Or actually, let's reverse that and go, what can cloud do for you? Well, what is
Yeah.
AI? Well, don't worry about it. Let's see what it can actually do for you.
What can it do for you? It doesn't matter what it is.
Mm.
Ultimately, it's a computer program.
Yeah.
so, so like, okay, it's a computer program, but it's a program that does something. So, yeah, just roll with it.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
don't get hung up on it being, oh, it's AI. It's like, well, yeah,
What can it
like,
actually do for you? Yeah.
yeah,
And this leads us quite nicely actually into into the next sort of stage of what we do, and we almost roll an AI strategy with a potential client, and that's where you really start to find out the jazzy stuff, so we say, like we just said there, what can it do for you? So we understand what you want to do, we understand what you want to try and achieve, but now let's start digging deep into how we achieve that. And our AI strategy just is almost like it's a two-way thing, most definitely, because we need to get feedback. What actually this like you said there, we can do this, actually we don't really want to do that, we could do this, well, actually that's probably not us, we could do this, yes, now this is what we really want. And that's where the data strategy starts to come into play. And actually we've got a fantastic guest coming onto our podcast next week around data, around AI strategy. So really keep a listen out for our next podcast around AI, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. So yeah, AI strategy is our next step, and that really starts to get the conversation, and it also starts to get the imagination running wild and the juices flowing a little bit.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's a really powerful thing, because it's because that's where, like we say, you start with what are your objectives, and that's where you kind of, what are your objectives meets what are the possibilities, isn't it?
Mm.
And then, but then it's not just a question of what are your objectives, what are the possibilities. It's like, what you've got to do is you've got to kind of put some kind of priority on that, haven't you? You've got to sort of say, well, out of all these opportunities, actually, which ones what are the big ones?
Mm.
And what are the small ones? Because obviously it's the big opportunities that you're interested in. Everyone's got limited time, limited money. So get the big benefits first.
Yes.
Worry
Absolutely.
about the little benefits later. But also there's also kind of so you've got you've got what you want to do, and you've got the opportunities, and then out of all those, which ones are the biggest benefits? But also you've got to kind of do cost benefit analysis as well. So it's like, if you're taking your first baby steps, you'd probably want something you'd probably want to start with something that's fairly low risk, fairly inexpensive, demonstrated a good return on investment. But you probably wouldn't do, you probably wouldn't embark on a 5-year project costing £10 million as your first one. You'd sort of say, well, let's see what we can do in a couple of months. And okay, that might be in the order of tens of thousands of pounds, but you're going to be looking at what can I do, what can I do in that sort of period of time that proves that we're on the right track.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I haven't wasted a huge amount of time and I haven't wasted a huge amount of money. But I think that, but you kind of think, well, the risks on this seem to be fairly low. It's got a good chance of succeeding. It's got a good return. It's got, and we can get the results fairly quickly. So it's that kind of thing, isn't it? You've got to sort of, you've got to find it's finding the sweet spot between, quick to do, cheap to do, big return, low risk, and those are the kind of the parameters we're talking about. Is really is trying to get that value into someone's business
Yeah.
As quickly as possible, because success breeds success. Then that once you have successfully delivered something, then then people gain confidence, and they say, well, let's try something a little bit more ambitious next time. And you go something a bit more, a bit more ambitious, a bit of a bigger project, but bigger returns, and you keep going, and by the time you're 3 or 4 steps in, that's when you can start doing the really big stuff that's going to make fundamental transformation on your business. But you probably want to you probably want to get there in a little bit of a journey, just to make sure that just to make sure you build confidence, build kind of experience along the way.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that you say there is, the way that we like to do things. Obviously, within technology, we can do things like proof of concept and pilot type projects where we can sort of have a look at it. There's a small investment that comes with that, but actually it starts to show you. As we keep saying, there's lots of companies out there that have got that itch they really want to scratch, and this, a pilot opportunity or a proof of concept is a really good opportunity to go, actually, I really want to see this. Can it work for us? I keep hearing about it. I keep being told about it. I've got a colleague that's done it within another business, for example, and it seemed to work really well for them, but we're slightly different. Could it work for us? And that's why we do the proof of concept, where we can actually go put all these things together, put everything that we've learned and that you want to see. We put your objectives into there as well, and then we show you how it can actually work. And then you can see whether it suits you, and then that's when you can make a decision as to whether you move that into a larger opportunity within the business. So lots of scope for all types of different size of business, and that's what's really exciting about AI. That it's, like we said at the beginning, very broad. So it's, there's lots of opportunity, lots of different options and opportunities for different types of business. It's just taking that first step into it, and just making sure that you just do all the right things from top to bottom, not jumping in, like you said there, two big feet.
And it's not, and that's the thing, is it's not, it doesn't have to be scary. I mean, and this is one of the big problems, that people spend so much time focusing on what AI is, rather than just saying, well, don't worry about that. It's it's a type of, it's basically a software. It's a different way of doing software, but it's a type of software. So don't worry about that. Instead, worry about what you want to do. And I think where so many people go wrong is that they literally kind of get bogged down in, like, what's a neural network? And if I mean, we've talked about neural networks a bit in the past, and you kind of, as soon as you start talking about what a neural network is, I mean, suddenly you're frying people's brains, because the mathematics involved is really serious stuff. It's like multi-dimensional calculus. It's difficult. It's difficult maths, but people have solved all that. They've done all that. All you got to do now, they've done the hard bit. You just use it now.
Yeah.
It's and in the same way that people have worked out how to make build a data center with 100,000 servers, call it a cloud, and then you just go and run your program in it. People have solved it. You don't have to know. And that comes back to the whole thing, is to just what we were saying before. It's just focus on what it does for you.
Yes.
Don't worry about what it is, because it's tech. It works. Don't worry about what it is. Just worry about what it does for you.
Yeah.
And what it does for your business, what it does for your organization. And then it just starts to be the same things. It's like, can I get more customers? Can I save cost? Can I give my customers better service? Can I keep my employees happier? Whatever, it just boils down to the same business problems that everyone wants to tackle all along. So that's where we are with that. Yeah. So that's where we go with that. And I think, well, I think just as a little kind of where we start. Have we missed anything out, Danny, or we're pretty much there?
That's sort of where we go, because I think that's a good point. Because like I say, we go with the pilot / proof of concept, And that's a really good stage, because that's where you start opening up lots of different conversations that go in lots of different directions. So there's no real, we have a process that we go through, but there's no real set structure after that point, because that's the point where things start to develop and change, and you start to get data that you can start to try and understand as to what works and what doesn't work. And that's why we sort of get to that point that we just go, right, okay, this is a fantastic starting point. We know where we're at. This is great. Now, where do we go next? And this is where we start to read the data and start to move people forward that way. So
because it's the same as anything else, really. Once you've got your, when you've done your strategy and you've kind of demonstrated some confidence in it, it takes on a life of its own. Then it's like it's like anything with business. When there are opportunities and you pursue the opportunities, they take on a life of their own. But the first thing you've got to do is just do that whole thing of, well, what are the opportunities I'm going to go for?
Yeah,
and then
find those.
And then once you're there, find those, and then just go for it.
Yeah. No, great. Do you want to do a very quick intro to our podcast next week?
So next week, very, very exciting. Actually, is it next week or is it the week after? I lose track. I think it's the week after, because we're doing podcasts every 2 weeks. So yeah, we are going to have a master of AI strategy on the podcast, Andrew Burgess from Greenhouse Intelligence. He's going to be on the podcast, and we are going to talk about AI in prop tech. So,
Brilliant.
and some of the things that are going on there. So that is going to be an absolute must watch, because Andrew is literally one of the top guys in AI in the whole country, if not in the world. So just listening to that, it'll be mind blowing.
Really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. So brilliant. Okay, well, I think that's a massive opportunity for people to come and see how that would work. So look forward to having people watch us there, and I think that's a good opportunity for us to wrap up our part 1 of our AI. And our start and where to start with AI is what is where we're probably at. And next week, obviously, with Andrew, sort of 2 weeks, Andrew coming on, that's going to delve nice and deep, and really looking forward to that as well.
That'll be good stuff. So thanks everyone for watching, and we will catch you next time. All right, bye now.